Bad Decisions is for raw and unfiltered conversations. Guest opinions are entirely their own. Watch responsibly. And please don't use the show as a life manual unless chaos is your thing. बैड डिसीजंस को बेबाक और बिना फिल्टर वाली बातचीत के लिए बनाया है। मेहमानों की राय पूरी तरीके से उनकी अपनी है। जिम्मेदारी से देखें और प्लीज इस शो को जीवन का ज्ञान मत समझें। I'll start with that. Okay. Shall we go?
Go for it.
What's the worst decision of your life?
Oh, geez. There's lots of mistakes I could sit here and talk about. I'm still making plenty of them. We have tough days. Your journey's a lot longer than your time at the top. When Phillip passed away, I was physically and mentally exhausted. His passing to really hit me for a period of time. I'm a very private person, probably don't speak enough. We're all the same. We all still go through the same shit, you know?
Welcome to Bad Decisions. 'Cause every step in your life is a decision. Bad decision.
Look, every great career has a highlight reel. But you see, the real story is not that makes it to the reel. It's in the smaller details. It's about those missteps. It's about those doubts. It's about those decisions that you made and the decisions that you didn't make. And today, to talk about that, I've got with me the former Australian captain, also World Cup leader, a leader who's been under pressure, who's done all of it. It's Michael Clarke.
Hello.
Hello there.
How are you?
Very well.
I'm like, oh, geez, there's lots of mistakes I could sit here and talk about. I'm still making plenty of them. Wow.
Well, that's just the anatomy of a human being.
Yeah, true. I think the one thing I guess I've tried to look at through my career and also my life is the word lessons is an important one for me.
Yeah.
Being a father as well, it's something that I try and instill in my daughter that, you're making decisions every single day. You can't be expected to get them right all the time. You hope with time you get older, a little bit wiser, that you make less mistakes or errors in judgment. But you're always learning.
Yeah.
So those lessons are there for all of us still. You get out of bed every day and trying to become better, and you're learning every day. So yeah, I think I've been lucky to, I'm 44, nearly 45 years of age. And I think through my life, not just my career, I've been lucky to have great support.
Yeah.
I've got a wonderful family. I've got an awesome sister. I've got, really close friends that I grew up with. And I think through the challenges I've had, I think it's been nice to have those people around me.
Yes. And we know that. And we've been fans, not just, you don't only have fans only in India, but across the world.
Yeah.
But you see, this is the kind of chat show that has no preface. And it's also because every god has made some mistake. And that's the reason why I learned quickly.
Yeah.
And made plenty, actually, more than someone who's not reached at that level. And learned quickly and became the person that he is.
Yeah.
Right? So there's no preface to the show. I'll come directly to the point. The question is, what's the worst decision of your life when you look back?
The worst decision of my life, geez, it's a big call. The one that stands out for me is I think I should have retired from all forms of cricket after the 2015 World Cup. I don't think I should have kept playing. We won that World Cup. My body was in a bad place and my back was no good. I'd just torn my hamstring, just come back from that. And then mentally, probably most importantly, I was really, I guess, trying to come to terms with the passing of Phillip Hughes. And I think I kept playing Test cricket. I retired from one days, but I kept playing Test cricket because I could see the Ashes was right there. We had a trip to the West Indies and then we'll straight to England for the Ashes. And I think that for me was, the one thing that I was hanging on to go to an Ashes series and finish there. But I just think physically and mentally I was exhausted. So I think if I had time again, I think after that World Cup would have been the ideal time to finish my career and I guess mourn the loss of my good mate Phillip, let my body recover and start my journey with my little girl. Because at that stage, my daughter's mother was I think she might have been about 3 or 4 months pregnant as well at that time. So I knew there was a child coming on the way. I just think there was a number of things that when I look back now, it would have been the right time to stop there.
Words cannot express the loss we all feel as a team right now. To Greg, Virginia, Jason and Megan, we share in the deep pain that you're feeling. Apart from when he was home on the farm with his beloved cattle, Hughesy was at his happiest playing cricket for his country with his mates. Things were always put into perspective when Hughesy said, "Where else would you rather be, boys, but playing cricket for your country?" His legacy of trying to improve each and every day will drive us for the rest of our lives. We'd like to thank everyone, both here and overseas, for the touching tributes to Hughesy in recent days. Our dressing room will never be the same. We loved him and always will. Rest in peace, Brussy.
Did you have friends or family at that time, or like a mentor at that time, who asked you to take a pause?
I had a lot of friends and family that were there to support me, which was very helpful. I don't think I am the type of person that you could say tell to do something I didn't want to do, or to convince me. I think I've always been pretty set in my ways, not one of my greatest strengths. But I think I don't think a lot of people knew as well what I was going through as well. Like, again, I'm a very private person. Probably don't speak enough. I think, like a lot of men, I think men in general probably hold too much in. But yeah, like I say, I was in the middle of trying to do a number of things, trying to look after other people, trying to still be captain of the team, trying to still perform. So yeah, I'd probably put, what I required to the back of the list and focused on the other things first. And like I say, I think after, well, I can see now, look, you can see my performances in the West Indies and in England were terrible. So straight away, when I look, and I didn't know at the time, I don't think I knew at the time anyway. I probably didn't want it to sink into my brain that I shouldn't be playing anymore at the time. But when I look back now, I think, that's a clear indicator. I don't think I'd ever batted that bad on a previous West Indies tour, and certainly not on an England tour. So, performances don't lie in that case. But I also, like I say, I think that was an important lesson as well. I think when you play sport at the highest level, a lot of people recognize that as, your time, whether it be, you play for 10 years or 15 years. But I've started cricket as a 6-year-old boy. So your journey is a lot longer than your time at the top. Same as the lessons you learn in life, some of them being at the highest level playing sport, those lessons are not for your sport. Those lessons are for your life. And I think, that's why I say I don't regret the decision. Because I think it's probably allowed me to soften, to what's the word? Like, maybe to feel a little bit more than
allow yourself to be vulnerable.
What I did, yeah, and definitely be more honest, talk more vulnerable, more empathetic to people in similar situations. So I think, as much as I can see clearly now, at that stage it certainly wasn't as clear as what it is now.
You spoke about the number of things, because it's if you reflect back, when you say that I should have retired just after the 2015 World Cup, what part of life you thought you were missing out on most? That's the reason why you say that was a decision that...
I don't think I was missing out. I just think I was physically and mentally exhausted. I think when you lose, and lots of people have lost, family and close friends, and I'm no different. But when Phillip passed away, I think I was so entrenched in trying to help other people, his family, people close to him, do my job as Australian cricket captain, that I don't think I allowed his passing to really hit me for a period of time. I think it probably took close to 2 years before it really sunk in. And I think because I was just kept trying to, go, whether it would be with life, whether it be with cricket, and on the road as well. So you get back into that routine or that habit of wake up, go to training, go to the gym, go get lunch, go to recovery, go see the physio, go get dinner, have a shower, go watch TV, fall asleep, play the next day. It's like Groundhog Day every day, and your mind is so focused on is it Wednesday? Is it Saturday? You don't know what day of the week it is. That I don't think I gave myself the chance to really mourn the loss of
Yeah.
a really close friend, a little brother, and that's why I think it probably took a lot longer for me to heal because of that.
Michael, you touched a very important point where you said that you were not talking much, right? And as men don't allow themselves to be vulnerable,
Yeah.
especially when everybody's looking at you as Mr. Perfect, How much of that now is changing in sport with mental health being a very important part of an athlete's journey?
I think it's definitely changed, but it hasn't changed enough.
Yeah.
No, I think men are better, but we've got a long way to go compared to women. I think females are brilliant at it. They're very open. They find their friends. They talk. They communicate very well. I
Yeah.
think certainly my sport is built on history and tradition. And in a lot of ways, we're very old school. So I think we need to continue to get better. And I think men do in general. But I hope, even conversations like this, I hope it shows professional sportsmen or women, actors, businessmen or women, you can be put on a pedestal and people, I think, which is so nice that, fans look up to you and respect you, and young boys or girls might want to do what you do. But I think people need to understand we're all the same, we're all so normal. We all still go, I don't know,
Through ups and downs. Yeah.
without swearing, but through the same shit. We have tough days.
Yeah.
Look, so I always joked about it through my career, but I'll never forget. I was captain of Australia. I remember walking out to bat. I think I was struggling. I hadn't made any runs, and I come home from a game, and I think I was like 20 not out, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
thank God I didn't get a duck finally. And my
Yeah.
ex-wife, my wife at the time, she was like, you forgot to put the bins out. And I was like, oh, even that I can't get it. I finally made some runs, and she into me because I forgot to put the bins out. And I'm like, you know what? That sums up life though. We are all in the same predicament. We're all trying to do our best. Sometimes our best's not good enough. Sometimes it is. But when you go home, like my little girl, my daughter's 10, she found out that I played cricket for Australia when she was 7. So she's only known him for 3 years. And that was because a tennis coach at school told her.
Oh, wow.
So to her, I'm daddy. I'm
Yeah.
just her dad. And I think that's the thing, for us to be able to talk openly about, being in vulnerable situations or making decisions that you might have changed, or, learning from mistakes or whatever it is. I just think it's super important to show people that, firstly, you can make mistakes.
Yeah.
Secondly, you can change, or you
Yeah.
can improve, or you can get better. And the lessons that you learn along the way, even playing sport at the highest level, you hope that transforms into your life to become a better person, better man for me, better father for me.
What is the biggest lesson that life has taught you so far? There's plenty more.
Enjoy the journey. Is the biggest lesson. Is one of the things that I think I take from, again, my career. I was so driven by success and wanted to be the best I could be, that you travel the world, but you don't really see the world. You see hotel, cricket ground, airport, maybe a restaurant if you go out with the boys for dinner. But I think I was so focused, I never got to see so many beautiful parts of every country and experience different things. So, yeah, I think that's been a big change for me in the last, what am I now, 44, in the last probably 15 years, to enjoy the journey more. Also, I think when you lose people that are close to you, a part of that, you now, you live for them as well. So I think that celebration of life is underrated and very important.
And are you truly doing it now?
I'm trying my best, yeah. And look, I'm in goal working.
Yeah.
So it's not like when I say, okay, life's a vacation, you just do nothing.
And not playing.
Yeah, no, I'm
He's
definitely
not playing. He's
Definitely
only
not.
commentating in the night games.
I'm not playing. But yeah, look, I think that's the other thing. I don't believe in live every day like it's your last day. I don't think that's realistic, because no one would turn up to work. I'd be sitting on a beach in Sydney with my daughter and drinking as much champagne as I could every day. If I thought it was gonna be my last day. But I think the balance of, trying to keep a routine, a structure, and live a happy life, and be disciplined, and teach my daughter. I want my daughter to see, it's not what I say to her, it's what she sees in me. Like, she gets out of bed. I like for us to go for a walk together in the morning to try and stay fit and healthy. On a weekend, we're sitting watching TV. I like that we have ice cream together because we both
Oh,
love
sweet.
sugar.
Very sweet.
I like that she sees, Daddy, can I come on your podcast today? I'm like, of course you can, baby. Or are you going to India to commentate? I say, yeah. Like, I like that she sees that I'm working as well. So I'm trying to enjoy the journey as much as I can, but I'm also realistic that, I'm trying to be a role model for my 10-year-old little girl.
Yeah.
And also live a happy life, which we've all got bills to pay as well. So
Yeah,
you've got to make
100%.
money to pay those.
100%. Michael, if you were meeting the 20-year-old Michael who didn't know that he was going to lead Australia, go ahead and win the World Cup,
Oh,
what would you be telling that person?
enjoy every second of it because it's the greatest 20 years of your life. Enjoy it. Honestly, I would say hold on. You're in for a wild ride.
Yeah.
But a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, this is fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
You're
Michael.
welcome.
Thanks a lot. Thanks
Easy.
a lot. I truly
Thank
mean
you.
it. Truly
good.
mean it because, certain, in a game, a bad decision could probably cost you the match, but decisions in life cost you sometimes the destiny. But these are not just decisions that you make and then, sort of go back and look back in hindsight that it was a mistake. No, you just grow out of it. Thank you so much,
You're
Michael.
welcome.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bad decision.
You're just keeping it shit.
I don't
That's about it.
air conditioning. Okay. Oh, mine's a little different.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Sure you're going to get it out of me in about 5 minutes.
And then he's like, I don't think I made decisions that look bad.
I've made lots of bad decisions.
But they didn't look bad. I heard you were the umpire then.
I'm a bad umpire boy. You missed it, you're out. I was like, my finger was up. How's that out? How's that out?
We are talking about bad decisions.
Yeah, well, I made a few yesterday. Actually, I've made plenty in my life.